Good morning, everybody. Right, we're back on the hood. Now, I'm on the bow deck now. I'll put it down in a minute, I'll show you. So the stern and middle section is now complete. I completed the middle section the other day, so that's where it's at. We can't see it, this is in the way. So we're now doing the bow. I've already done a part of it. Horrible, isn't it? Light levels. When the sun's out now, the light levels come through. That's why I'm looking pale. Let's see if I can turn the light up and see if it makes it any better. I don't know if that's made it any better. That's a bit clearer, I suppose. Right, so we're up to the bow deck. I'll drop the camera down in a minute. Now, part of this bow deck is putting on the breakwaters. Now, I've now found a problem with the MK1 instruction book manual. This is what it's telling you to do. So you can see it's all F this and F that. F10 is the main part down there. This is what we're going to build, but this is what I might build up in photo etch. You see part 10 is F10. So you find F10 and this is F10. Now this is F. You see that it says F on it at the bottom. Now as you can see, these are actually all the bits for the boats, all the chocks for the boats. The actual parts are on this one. So they're the parts we're going to use, and that, take it out there, you can see it clearer, and that is part E. So they've actually made a little bit of a mistake in putting E, F instead of E. Not massive, not a huge mistake, but it's a mistake. If you didn't realise that was a problem, that was a mistake, you can make a right picture of it. Right, now so let me drop this down. Right, so we're onto the deck. Now, I'm just moving stuff around. So I've started it. Let's get that bloody tablet. I must keep saying I'm going to get a better camera at some point. So I've already put the first little bits of photo etch on. This is on the anchor bits. So that one is not fully glued down yet. This is the thing with super gluing these things on. So I'll have to put a bit of super glue under that at some point. I'll do that later. There seems to be plenty of super glue on that. I've put the anchor bits on and I've replaced 5 of these bits here. I can't replace that because it's one of the lost bits. So what we're doing now is we're concentrating first before I paint it on doing stuff. So doing all this photo etch where it can do it on the deck. Then I won't build the boxes and everything, but there are some bits that might be a bit sort of decent size. So we'll go by the instruction book on that. And anything that looks big that can be put on the deck before painting it out grey and then painting is what we'll do. So right now we're up to here. Now this has got a few bits on. That's actually got quite a bit of detail in that. So, and this is the plastic breakwater. That goes there. That's what that mark is on the deck. I've already drawn it. So that, if I do it, will be replaced with this. They'll be replaced with that breakwater there. Quite a difference. You know, I mean, it make a heck of a lot of difference. There's a lot of detail in this one. Once there's no detail on it, there's a little bit of detail on the back of it. There's what appear to be some sort of, I don't know what they are. They look like they're doors or something. There's a few little tiny bits on that. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. But on the back of this one, those little bits are represented by all the little bits on that. None of that exists on the back of that. So once we come to do that, we won't do that yet. But I'll probably do that first. Put the breakwater in. Because once this will fit in, you see, I mean, this is where it fits. That's the wrong way round. It should go that way because there's little knobs on it that stick in there. But that's roughly how it'll look. But I've got to decide whether I want to put the breakwater in first and then paint the deck. Because the thing is, when you start putting there's no tabs on the bottom of this breakwater. There's no tabs on the bottom of that. Whereas this has little tabs on the bottom which fit into them holes there. So that fits in like that. So it might be easier to put the breakwater in first, then paint the deck around, then paint it grey, then paint the deck. Because the problem is with painting the, or do it vice versa, the problem is once you paint the deck and then you paint something grey obviously off the kit, when you put the two pieces together, you then end up with the paint running into each other. So we won't do that probably. I mean, there's not really much difference in that breakwater to this breakwater, to the photo etch, apart from all that detail on the back. So we'll start with these. So your first job is to find out what you need. This is where it bugs me, because now I always work that way. The drawings go, some of them go that way. Now further on in the thing, by the way, is all this. Now that's E. And that's actually marked as E. At least I've got that marked down. Sorry, F. At least I've got them all marked down as F. Because my biggest worry was if that's marked as F as well. I think they've either got it. It might be that when they printed it, they've maybe missed off a bit at the bottom to make it F into an E. But that's not the point. The point is, if you didn't know what you were doing, you wouldn't realise what was going on. So all of this will all be photo etched, you see. So it's a case of building all this up and deciding what to use and what not to use. Because you do get boxes for this, plastic boxes. The photo etch just adds some detail to it. Not massive, mind. So now you've got to work out, and I had a little accident. When I was putting this down, I had to slice a bit off there. And I slipped with the scalpel. But this time I didn't cut my finger open. I went and took the top off of the little bit there. So I'll have to, at some point, I'll have to take that off altogether and find a little bit of rod somewhere that I can put into that to bring that back up. But what we want to do first is work out what needs to go on in photo etch here. So we're working here, so there's no photo etch on that bit. It's got a little bit of detail on it, but there's no photo etch in it. There's a little bit that goes in there, which has got two little tiny photo etch wheels. But that can be built after it's painted. So the first job is to do this, which is M20. So now we've got to find M. There's so much stuff on this. So I'm reeling it. too much photo etch. So we've got G, we've got K. Oh, here we go, M. Yeah, I'm hoping this is the problem I have with this. When I record this back, the sound on this is absolutely perfect. I can hear every single bit of my voice. For some reason, when I download this onto YouTube, and it happens with the camera as well. I've noticed it with when I do use the camera. When I download it onto YouTube, for some reason, it changes the sound. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So what are we after? Right, so we're after M20. This is another one of those that I don't bother with all the open doors and everything. So first off, let's get M20 off and have a look what it looks like. So there's M20. So this has got this framework around it, which if you use it, I think it's for, I've seen it somewhere, it's for when you have them open, it allows for it to look like it's open. And next to this are these, number 18, look, there's 1, 2, 3, well, what's the point of them? That's not a ladder or anything. That, and you can't even pick them up. You might just about be able to see them. There's about 70 of them. It really does. Some of the stuff you think, well, why on earth would I put that on the model? I hate it when they do this. They put these bits in and they hide little tabs away that you can't quite see. So we've got number 20. You've got to make sure first of what you're actually. I mean, that will go round, but then it would go on there like that. But what would happen is it would sit like that. So if I was going to have it open, that would glue on the bottom. And it would be open like that. You can see that very well. I don't think I can get this camera any further down because of the... Now you see that stops the camera going down. Let's get it. Let's see how far down I can get this. Maybe that's better. I don't know if it'll pick up the sound very well now. That's gone all out of right now. I don't know if that's got it closer. Oh dear. This is the problem with a tablet in it. So I'm trying to adjust this so you can actually. Oh. Right now. Well, you can see it, but I can't get the damn thing down. It's because the thing's stopping it going here. There's a thing on the thing, and I can't really. If you zoom in, you lose the picture quality. See what I mean? Let me forgive this. I'm trying to make it so you can see it a bit better. Right now. Okay, now if that holds the picture quality, that'll be better. I'm just hoping that doesn't go out of focus. So you can just about see that. That's how it looks if you're going to have it open. But I'm no interest in having them open. So that comes off. I've got to scrape this off now. I've got to work out what's got to stay on. It's got it's got all the little hinges. It's got all the bits that go around. So we just need to get that filed down. You see, then you've got to decide whether to put a bit on there. So the first, yeah, I need to glue that back in. I didn't put a lot of glue on them, I only put enough on to hold them in place. And another one, like some of the others, these ones aren't. That's not bad off, you see, that wasn't glued on solid. This is the thing with the super glue, isn't it? It either holds or it doesn't. And that's what bugs me with super glue sometimes. You can have it there for, well, since yesterday. And it still hasn't. Don't blow that out the way, nitwit. That's one of the things I'd end up doing, isn't it? You blow it away and you blow the super glue away. So that goes like that. That will now fit on there. Let me get some super glue. Let's try different super glue. I've only got one type, I haven't got one of the big. I use different super glues. I think the one I used on that was a very light one. It was a different type, it was a straight, but it was medium instead of high. And I reckon I should have used a high viscosity. So let's see which was the loose one. Both of them are loose still. So first off, let's just put a bit of super glue down there. Let's put a little bit down there. I'll probably do this better with some of the rocket-like glue, which literally, I've done that. So a bit loose, no, that bit's okay. That bit's okay, that's gone in okay. Let's just put this bit back in. Where have I put it? Right, let's put that bit back in. Just got to make sure we've got it the right way. So let's see if that works out fine now. Now we're going to there. Now what we want to do is get that very carefully on there. There you go. Push it on. That looks quite nice. The corner's not gone down, but not a massive problem. Just a little touch there. Right, so that's in place. And there will be a bit or something will come up there. Does that bit come up? And now that looks alright. Right, so now we're down there. Now we have to decide. There's 4 plastic bits going on there. G13, but they're not very big, so they can go on at the end. There's a bit there that can go on at the end. So they don't have any, excuse me, they don't have any photo etch on them. So now, we're down to here. So now, we've got L, alright, where are we? here. So we're here. Two bits there that don't make it N. Okay, that's probably. Now I thought N is one of these. So now you've got to find N. And I've got a feeling it's going to be a box or something. A sneaking feeling that's probably. Well, there's no N there. But I think that's probably going to be. There's certainly a box there with a piece on top. So N must be. Not mentioned on there, you see. So somewhere on here is going to be. That's there. That's showing you two boxes there. But they're not on the model anyway. It's not got them mixed down, so they're not mentioned on there. I'd expect them to be part P, part G or something. But there's nothing there. But just here, there's so much stuff. Alright, okay, so it's E14. Okay, so E14 is two little boxes which will go there and there. So that'll be done when it's painted. So we'll paint that up first. So our first job now is to find. I'll try and keep these videos down to an hour or so. So our first job now this big one. Where are we? So the big one is L04. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's the big one. So L10 and L09. So let's find L. Don't think I've used L before. I don't recall using L. Oh no, I have. So there's L. So we've got L10. Now this is where the plastic bit might be better than the actual piece. Because L10 is a big long piece. So L10. Yeah, that's this bit here. Once again, it's one of those lockers that could be left open. Now, right, okay. I can see this now. Now it's in two pieces. Right, okay. Right, so that's actually, right, okay, I understand this now. So this piece here could logically go like that. That bit would be closed. And that one could be open. So that's why you have them bits on the bottom. So I could have that open, but I won't. So this is going to be put together in two pieces. There's no point in having that framework on it, because if you do that and you glue it in place, you just got to mess about doing bits. So on this, there's actually a little door or something there. And that is a little piece on here, which is just there. Once again, you've got the frame, so you can have that open. So this here goes together in two parts. The bit with the circle in it, the hole, fits on that part there. Logically, you could keep that on. Now this is the difference between this. This is where I would have, if I could have afforded to £500 plus, I would have seriously considered getting the Pontos kit from, probably from Pontos' own website. It was so expensive there. And the big difference, I think, with the Pontos kit, this would be completely built up with 2 boxes. All these little bits would have all been individually added. You would have built it up with 1, 2, plus the base, 3, plus the little bit there, 4, the door, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that with the Pontos kit would have been built up with 20 pieces. Which would have been, we might have made it a lot more interesting. But it would have been one a heck of a job. It would have been a hell of a job. So once again, it's flat. These are slightly curved. That's flat. So the first job is to get this down. Get the bits off this. You know, so they do have their advantages and disadvantages to the different upgrades. As I say, that doing this with Pontos, we're adding all those bits, the little bits on the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. See, that has little. It does have brass bits, which will cover that. So that's got hinges on the side of that, whereas this hasn't. And that's got hinges on the side, which is where they would be opened up, of course. So this is it's a question. Do you do the which bit you put in first? You put the bit with the door over that or in that. It'll be interesting to work that bit out. And this all has photo edge on here. There's little wheels go on here. There's a few big bits go on there. Once again, they'll almost certainly have photo edge on. But that can be done off the kit, off the deck. And you'll be able to put it together better. That's quite a bit of detail on that coming off. This is one of the things with photo etch. What was a fairly solid hinge is now just normal hinges. So I have to take that down quite a bit. Not massively, but enough. So that's that down. So now this has to go there. Just about see where that little bit was. So I think there's going to be a little tiny gap between these this time. Not much, but there's the 2 hinges there. And 2 hinges there. So I think that would be, yeah, I think there would be a little gap between them 2 for them to obviously lift up. So that makes that a bit different. The gap that was originally there, of course, you couldn't see all that much. You really want a decent bit of glue on this so that when you put it together, you can actually move it around. There's nothing worse than putting it on. Like has happened there, where the glue decides to hold solid. this happens so many times with these things when you're putting these bits on. They won't glue in place, like that bit there won't hold. So that bit there, the glue won't hold on that. But this bit, where you put it out of place slightly, the glue decides to hold. So that goes there like that. Once that's on, you can get a fibre pen. And you can just tidy that up. So that tidies it up a bit. Get that well pressed in. So that looks quite good actually. That's not too bad. Now then, this one here. What the? Oh, that's really typical, isn't it? There's something there, come on. A little bit of dust or something. Now I'm going to have to change it. Oh, now you're taking the hinge off. That would have made that stick up. So now, what we need to do now is put that in place there. Hope that it doesn't dry off, so that's the guy with the hinge. So yeah, there's a very, very, very tiny gap between them, which would be there obviously. You would need that gap there. But it'll be painted out one colour anyway. So you'd have to have that little tiny gap there, so that if they were opened, although they open that way I think, but there certainly seems to be a little hinges there. I'm not sure what they are, maybe they're bolts or something. The main hinges are there, so they would have opened that way. But certainly there would be that gap there. And now you've got that little bit, now you need that little bit on there. So that's starting to look pretty good now. It's beginning to take some shape. So let me just double check that and make sure it actually is that. Maybe put a piece of paper. Idiot. So you want L09. No, that's not L09. L10, L09. Well, that's 13. Good job I showed that one. I thought they were the little bits that go on top of that. It's not, it's this little bit here, which has got the tiniest of bits to come out. You can't see the tabs on it properly. Right, where am I? Look at this. Look at it. Hate it when they do this. Hate it. That's got so many damn tabs on it. I need a new blade, but I just got all that glue all over this one. Tab holding it somewhere. That's that. Right, let me have a look. I don't think this is going to. That was stupid, wasn't it? There's just a little bit on that. So tiny you can only just see it, look. And then when you want it to drop and turn over, it won't, of course. I'm trying to see the back of it so I can actually get the dough bit in, but you can't get it. Is it typical, eh? You bugger looks. I want to see that back. Alright, there you go. Right, that's no good to me now, is it? Right, bear with me. Must remember not to touch super glue with scalpels. Completely wasted that. Right. I'm running out. There's a bunch of more of these. Surgical blades, they're super sharp. Very, very fragile though. I've never known such fragile parts. They tend to snap in the ends. They tend to snap just here. After a prolonged use. But they are very good blades. I know that because they've taken my finger off a few times. They've released, they've got plenty of blood out of these. Get that out of the way. Right, I just see the little tiny bit that needs to come off. This is actually in two parts. So that's that bit off. There's a little bit there. Just need to get that bit off. That's off. Right now. So this little one has to go. I see. So when you want it to fall on its on the top bit, then it won't. Like it did before, it kept falling on the top bit. It absolutely does wind you up, doesn't it? So I don't know if I need the second bit on that. I might not need that top bit and that bottom bit. I think that bottom bit is another one again. Yeah, that's if it's open, you see. That, if I close it, we'll end up with that. I think it'll be too high. I think that bit is for a little part. Right, so that bit goes there. That bit goes that way. I think that's the bottom. There's the hinges. So the hinges would be there. So I think it goes that way. So this bit would be like that. So this will be on there. Yeah, and then if I wanted it open, because there's the hinges just there, I can see the hinges. But I think it's got hinges there as well. So I think that there, I don't need that bit on the bottom. That bit on the bottom, I shouldn't have closed that. Now that it's closed, I can't open it. And I think that bit on the bottom, as is the way with these things, would be if it was open. Now, by the way, if I was doing this together, I wouldn't be able to do this. If I was gluing this together, that would close up and it would stay closed up and it wouldn't close up properly. So because I want it open now, shouldn't have closed that up, you nitwit. I want that bit on the top and I've already got the hinges on there. but it's got to go so that that's going to, where's it gone? It's got to go so that it's going to open up. Typical, isn't it? Somehow I've got to get that open. And as I say, if I'd have done this and glued this together, by the way, it wouldn't hold out. This is going to take till next Christmas to do this. When you put it together very slightly, and you want to open it again, you've knackered yourself, haven't you? Can't even get that open now. And it's going to be too... Right, something shut off then. So that was the bit that shut off. So that's the bit that I want to put in that hole. Right, so that's fine. Because I've got the hinges on it just there. And I've got the little bit there that streaks down. So this sits in there, like so. This is where, there you go, them hinges are lining up now. You see that now. Right, there you go. And that little bit there has lined up with it as it would look in reality. I really had no reason to do that. The plastic bit was probably better. But there you go. That's enhanced that slightly. Oh, the camera's moved, or is it this that's moved? Right, now, where are we up to? 40 odd minutes. So now we're up to these two bits now. So we want, now 10 we've done, L4, oh it's two doors again, L04 and L04. Doesn't make sense because then there's two M18s. So this is L04, which is over here somewhere. So that's L04. So we're going to replace that. And then M18. What is M18? 10, 11, 13. Oh, here we go. Right, whatever they are, M18. Yeah, right, okay. I can't even see what that is. Now there's two of them go on it. Doesn't really make any sense. I'll have to get a better magnifier on that. So there's two hinges there. There's nothing on the actual photo etch that gives you an indication of what M18 is. L18, M18. There's nothing that really gives you an indication of what that is. The picture's too small to be able to see what it's doing. It's got two of them on there though. One at either end. And M18 is these. So M18, if you can pick them up, see them little tiny bits there? That's M18. but that's not clear on where that goes. So bear with me. I've now got these go up to 25 times. They come in handy, these, when you've got a bit like that you can't actually see what it's doing. So M18 is not even showing up. So that makes no sense whatsoever in what they do. All it's got is two lines going down. It doesn't make any sense at all what they do. So the first job is to get these off here, which is L4, isn't it? So L04, L04, and that's in two parts. That is in, it's got that there, and this is actually in 4 parts. Ah, right, okay, I see it now. This is one of those ones where these two bits here, or the bits, if you have it open, they would sit in the top. And then this little bit on the bottom would then go on there, and that would be open. So these would go. So if I had that open, I would have that like that. But I don't want it open. So I don't need that bit. Don't need that bit. And I don't want this frame either. It would probably look quite impressive if it was open, of course. So that now is in 2 parts again. And then I'll have to work out whether it's worth putting them little bits in, because it's got no indication of where it's going. So the first job is to get this. Don't want to do too much on this because these are very slightly, these aren't flat like the other ones. Let's clean that up. So you've got to remember that they're very slightly, go down slightly that way. Then we're up to the deciding on that breakwater. Right, so that's them. I don't want that way up, I want it the other way up. The hinges go there. That hinge will go there. That will go like that. That will sit on there. And I said sit. S-I-T. because I put a video up. I did a video of part of this the other day. I can't remember what it was now. It was part of the middle deck. And when I did it, I used the I used the anatomy of a ship book to put it up to get the details right on it. And when I saw it, when I put the video up, YouTube didn't put the video up. We saw that because the cameras. This is the problem. You've got to remember what this is. Right, so that's that bit done. Now these two bits that are going across, are two tiny bits going across. Don't make any sense because they're not even on the plastic bit. It's not like there's something on the plastic bit that would give you an idea. The gap there is because of that, but the thing is not showing you the gap. That's over 20 times. So look at the higher magnification. I've got 20 and 25 times. So that was over 20 times one. Let's have a look at that with 25 times. I'll show that as well, maybe give you an even better idea. Now you can't see it. Right, so here it is. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a line going in. One pointing to. So one of them lines points to the end. The other one doesn't point anywhere at all, and on that one, it doesn't go anywhere at all. It doesn't even show you the piece. It's got it there against the hinge. So according to that, one of these really tiny little bits there, and they are tiny, there's no point in them. There's no detail in them. They're longer than the piece itself. So if I put them on, they would be hanging over the edge. But one is pointing, one has this pointing here, and one has it pointing here. But not here and not here. So that line going in would go, even if you put it against that hinge, and that hinge, wouldn't make any sense because it wouldn't be against that hinge either. That gap is there because it's got the two doors that swing open. So I don't see what point one of them would be. I absolutely do not see what the point of one of these is. So there's the piece. The chances you can see that are not very high. There's the little piece. You can't see that, can you? if I put this in, it's going to go according to the thing just there. But this, there you go, that goes in there like that. Well, that is now sticking out the ends. You can't see it. That's totally invisible. Once that's painted, you ain't going to have the slightest idea that that's there. So let's forget about them. Let's put the other one of these on. We're up to nearly an hour. Right now, This is the thing with photo etch. You have to make a decision at some point. Which bits do you want to keep and which bits don't you want to put on? And as with bits like that, you could understand it if it was sticking up somewhere. But to have it on that piece in one part, and on this piece, so on that piece, it shows you a piece going across there and a piece going across there. On this one, it's got a piece going down the middle and a piece going down the edge. So it makes no sense what they're actually achieving. Because they're not achieving anything, are they? Right, what was I doing? I don't know what bit I was using now. L10, L4. That's M. Good job we didn't take one of them off. L4. Turn it on the right way, mate. Right, so L4. Oh, I see. Right, okay. If you turn that over, okay, if I turn that over, you wouldn't have it like that, but that would have that little strip going down the middle of each hinge. But that would only be there if it was open. It wouldn't be there if it was closed. Because if you close it like that, then it wouldn't make any sense. The frame, which would be on the bottom, would be on the top. But you could always do that and put it together like that, obviously. But it wouldn't serve them. It wouldn't really do anything. It wouldn't enhance it in any way because of how small it is and because of how it goes. Because it's, well, I can understand probably how it should look, roughly. These work quite well if you have them open. I've seen them done, not with this kit, but with the Pontos kit. I've seen it being built with the Pontos kit. And they're the same hinges, same doors. And they actually look quite good if you have them open. But the problem with that is that you wouldn't, what were them bloody hinges, idiot. Yeah, what were them hinges? So the hinges went that way. So the hinges were there. So the hinges were just there. And like I was saying, in the Pontos kit, I've seen it opened. But the plus side to that with Pontos is that you have to build the part so you can have it open because you can see inside it. Whereas if you had these open, you would just see a bit of plastic, which you could probably paint black to make it look like you were looking inside. But there you go, that's not looking too bad now. That's a decent bit. This will be getting ready for painting soon. There's a bit there if it needs it. There's 1, 2. So there's only 3 to go. Then we're on to the breakwater. So there's nothing else there. That will be done off court. So if I was to use them little bits, I think looking at if I'd put that framework on, it looks like they might just have gone in the middle there, but they're so small. And once you paint it, you're just not going to see them. It's pointless putting them in. Right, so let's do that. Let's bring the camera back to normal. Right, now what are we up to? Right, we're up to an hour. So let me stop this now for a second. Right, I'll see you in a minute.